All right, let's jump right into this explainer and look at the absolute paradigm shift happening in how our stuff actually gets to us. We are stepping into this era where immediacy isn't just a luxury anymore, it's practically the baseline expectation. But to actually make that happen, the entire logistics landscape has to transform. We're talking about trading in those heavy, loud diesel trucks for the silent hum of drones and the steady little trundle of sidewalk robots.
So we've all been there, right? You order a meal and boom, the price practically doubles with service and delivery fees. But there is this massive economic monster hiding right behind your screen. You see, the system we have right now relies heavily on human drivers battling through complex, super congested city streets just to drop off a single $25 meal. This totally manual approach creates these razor-thin and honestly sometimes negative margins for both the delivery platforms and your local restaurants.
When you actually break down the shipping costs, getting a package from a local hub to your doorstep, what they call the last mile, makes up a whopping 41 to 53% of the total cost. And if you look at where that money goes, it's largely eaten up by fuel and driver wages. I mean, think about it. Having a human drive a multi-ton vehicle to drop off a tiny bag of food, it is just fundamentally economically inefficient.
And that brings us to this absolutely stunning comparison. Right now, traditional human delivery can cost up to $12 an order once you factor in wages, vehicle wear and tear, and insurance. But, and here is the game changer, analysts at Barclays predict that as tech scales up, autonomous bots and drones could slash that down to literally $1 single per delivery. We're talking an 80 to 90% drop in costs. Mind-blowing, right? So what does this actually mean for the industry? Well, it translates to a $16 billion with a B dollar annual profit pool that is just waiting to be unlocked globally. By shaving just $3 or $4 off the current delivery cost, this technology completely rewrites the financial playbook for the entire retail and restaurant industry.
Now you might be wondering where we are with all this today. Well, looking at the timeline over the next decade, we are really in the early stages. Autonomous delivery is under 1% of global food orders today. Barely a blip, but it's gaining momentum incredibly fast. Barclays projects this will hit 2% by the late 2020s and then rocket to 10% by 2035.
And we aren't just talking about some far-off sci-fi concept here. Startups are making this highly efficient reality happen right now. You've got Serve Robotics running Level 4 autonomous bots for Uber Eats across LA. KiwiBot is basically taking over college campuses. And Starship Technologies? They boast the world's largest fleet with over 7,000 robots, already completing millions of commercial drop-offs.
The major players like DoorDash and Uber are absolutely paying attention. They aren't just testing the waters, they're fundamentally rewiring logistics. It's a clear strategic pivot to automation. They know that if they integrate robot delivery today, they secure a structural cost advantage that their human-only competitors just won't be able to touch tomorrow.
But hey, this isn't just about getting your late-night burrito faster. These machines are literally revolutionizing healthcare. They're flying critical blood and vaccines to remote areas at lightning speed. Take the UK, for example. The NHS teamed up with Skyport to exchange urgent medical supplies across the Scottish Highlands, stuff that would take forever by road. And Zipline has done over 600,000 drone deliveries, mostly moving life-saving medical supplies across Africa.
It's also a total game changer for disaster relief. When roads are flooded or completely wiped out by landslides, a drone doesn't care. It bypasses the ruined infrastructure entirely and drops life-saving gear exactly where it's needed most. Water, medicine, defibrillators, delivered in minutes, completely avoiding the chaos on the ground.
Even everyday quick commerce is evolving, bringing groceries to your door in mere minutes. But here's a stat that really stands out. Studies show drones emit 84% less greenhouse gas per parcel than diesel trucks. And those sidewalk robots? They're 7 times more energy efficient than electric cars. So it's a massive win for sustainability too.
All right, let's address the absolute elephant in the room. If bots are doing all the driving, what happens to the human workers? Will they just be left behind? Is this actually a good idea for our staff and our future? It's a critical question. Businesses really need to figure out how to leverage these bots without pulling the rug out from under their employees.
Well, the reality of the future is actually highly collaborative. We're moving towards a hybrid model. Think about it. Robots are fantastic at the tedious long-haul stuff, but they struggle with opening gates, finding that one specific apartment door, or navigating through heavy snow. So, human workers step in for those nuanced, complex tasks and let the tech do the heavy lifting.
So instead of just erasing jobs, the industry is actually shifting people into safer, high-tech roles. Right now, a single human operator can comfortably monitor up to 50 robots from a desk. We are literally taking employees out of the physical danger of navigating bad weather and heavy traffic and upskilling them into roles like remote control room operators, software developers, and robot mechanics.
Delivery Hero really hit the nail on the head when talking about their autonomous robot, Dora. They pointed out that this transition is about robots and humans working in harmony. It's a brilliant way for businesses to drastically cut their operational costs, while at the very same time transitioning their workforce into safer, more sustainable, tech-driven careers.
So, as we stand on the brink of this highly automated, incredibly convenient future, a future with less traffic and way lower carbon emissions, we really have to ask ourselves, are you ready to share the sidewalk? Will we see these bots just as tools, or maybe as the new, helpful neighbors in our modern cities? Definitely something to think about the next time you order takeout. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.